Where there is no property, there is no injustice. Meaning, one of the fundamental problems and paradox with all the governments, powers, and rules around the whole world is their obsession with property. It is their obsession, desire, possessiveness with the acquisition of more and more lands and properties that obviously should have been belong to the others, that should have gone to the others, and that is obviously everyone's around the world for their growth, progress, learning, achievement, ambition. We need property for ourselves, and property is not always about lands, it's about food, resources, equilibrium, justice, equality, fairness, employment, and many other things in our lives. We need all that, but all that has already been hijacked, infiltrated, corrupted, and possessed and taken away by governments, by leaders, rulers, by capitalists, billionaires, and by capitalism itself. So government is always obsessed and possessed with acquiring more and more lands and properties around the whole world, so that ultimately we don't have anything left for ourselves. We're not going to have anything for ourselves left for our consummation, for our utilization in growth, progress, learning, achievement, talent, etc. If we do not have any property for ourselves, if we do not have any resources, food, income, justice, equality for ourselves in our hands, then we're not going to be able to fulfill our desires, meet our ends, actualize our ambitions, realize our aims, intentions, purposes in our lives. And that is exactly what the system and the government wants, so that we remain poor, tormented, struggling, suffering, downtrodden, so that we constantly suffer from poverty, inflation, unemployment, and many other tragedies in our lives that could have been solved had we had the property we deserve for ourselves, had we been given property for ourselves, which we already deserve because of our humanity. And our right comes from our humanity and not from the Constitution, also. So, wherever there is property, there is also the definitive guarantee of injustice, inequality, discrimination in one way or another. Wherever there is property, there is not just possession for it by the government, there is also abuse, violence, and there is also the high possibility and prospect of injustice, malice, inequality, discrimination, and many other evils around that place or around the whole world. And if there is so much madness, violence, corruption, evil around the world, then that is obviously because of property, because of riches, because of wealth, because of power, which the government leaders wants and which we want also for our progress, learning, development, ambition, aspiration in our lives in one way or another. For our evolution, we need properties for ourselves in one way